It's time to pause from the endless stream of busyness, of thoughts and feelings, and just be still, be quiet inside. For this, I close the door of ordinary and wasteful thoughts, opening the door of awareness as a spiritual being, a soul. I retreat in a quiet room in my mind. Here, I can reflect and converse with myself and God. It's almost the end of the New Year's first month. For many, new plans, new beginnings, new energy are in action by now. Past is past. The old has ended. Ideally, that is. But for some, the door of the past year hasn't quite closed yet. It was a roller coaster year. Like a thick fog, unpleasant memories and heavy feelings continue to leak out from the still open door to the present. Behind the gray cloud, I can see the hazy glow of sunlight and blurry yet still distinct images of a golden morning, a promising new day. I tell myself, I'm going there. But I need the best guide, the best and the wisest of all, who knows the secret to freedom and peace. So through the wings of thought, I fly higher to a home of light, where my supreme guide, my true parent, God, the highest one, stays. With one thought of love and belonging as his child, immediately I feel a most comforting, accepting presence of divine light with me. A timeless second of deep connection and love. Knowing my need for a closure, right there, as if in a vision, appear all the significant past events and global trends that personally affected and influenced me. Grand scale loss of lives and loved ones, destruction of health, wealth, support systems, extreme violence, catastrophes. I close my eyes. With one arm of light around me, I hear, "Child, I'm here with you. Look at these events without fear, without judgment. Then realize which events made your heart and you stronger because you faced them, you took risk. Which made you bigger because you accommodated something or someone, and which made you softer, more kind and compassionate." I looked. Gradually, I started to gather the gifts of powers and virtues reaped from the challenges endured. Then, my beloved companion said, "Each passing obstacle made you more skilled, more experienced, wiser, and powerful than you were before. As a spiritual warrior, as an actor playing your role in this human world." Viewing myself from a fresh window of truth, I felt a surge of newfound appreciation, respect, and love for myself. An overflowing joy recognizing the visible strengths and potentials in me. Grateful, I turned to God, and facing each other, mutually we exchange one thought. Come, let us both close the doors of the past. With my hands surrounded by golden light, easily together we closed shut the door of yesteryear. And hand in hand, we then opened a sparkling one where instantly light and more glorious light flowed in, victoriously celebrating my happy endings and new beginnings with God. Om Shanti.
Afternoon. And once again, we're at Inner Space here with our Saturday conversation. And I'd like to welcome you all on this opening salvo of our Inner Space Saturday conversation. So, welcome everyone, and good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, whatever zone you are into right now. So, it's 2024. And it's just a few days before we started it, and we're now in the midst of January, the first month of the year. A wonderful year to all of us. But of course, as that opening meditation has said, this is a time where we can reflect on what has happened in 2023 and see the strength, the wise things that we have learned, the skills that we have achieved during that time that has made us what we are, ready for 2024. So, as we have to move and go forward, I would like us to welcome our guests for, I won't call them guests, but they are one of us in Inner Space, journeying together in this spiritual journey. So, may I ask right now, Miss Cora Alforque Hartzog to join us? Can you give your greetings?
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year. Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's
Good afternoon, everyone, and wishing you a happy, prosperous New Year. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Cora, for being around despite your busy schedule with your reunions among your friends and, of course, family too. I would also like to welcome right now a friend who has always been here with us, I would call her a pillar already of Inner Space. Let's all welcome our gracious friend, Miss Hortensia Villa. Tensi, in short. Okay, Tensi?
Good afternoon, everyone. As Ellen said earlier, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whichever time zone you are in. And welcome to another year together.
And someone we have missed for more than a year, I guess. And she's with us right now and leaving again sometime end of the month. We cannot just miss her without being with us here for this first month of the year. Let's now call on Padma Mangharap Sia. Padma, perhaps you can greet our audience.
Yes, I'm wishing all of you a wonderful 2024 filled with peace of mind, good health, laughter, love, and prosperity.
Wonderful, wonderful to have you around, Padma, after so long.
I'm so glad to be back, really.
Yeah.
So happy. I'm
And we
very
hope
happy.
you get back fast after your trip.
Claiming.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So our title for our conversation right now is Farther and
Beyond.
Beyond. And I would like to give you now to our moderator for this. We have Tensi.
I hope to be very moderate because I'm all excited about the new year and the beginnings that are open to us at this point in our time. So, what do we really expect of this year? Everyone says greetings of peace, of love, of unity. But really, each one of us has plans and hopes and somehow some misgivings because no track is perfect. So probably it would be good if we look back first. So we will find us a point where we can start. Padma, what have you been doing away from us?
Oh, I've been introspecting a great deal. My 2023 was filled with a lot of really thinking on how to move forward towards 2024 and all the cornucopia of emotions just uh, brought tears, sometimes tears of pain, tears of joy. And I believe that things are always bound to get better if we make all our past experiences lessons. So as I look forward, I also look back and say, what can I learn from all the experiences from the past year? And how can I use this to move forward in joy and peace and good health, peace of mind and prosperity as well for 2024. So I'm optimistic. Yes.
That's a wonderful attitude, optimism. Cora, what about you?
I want to share like a history of my 2023. So my year, 2023, started with a very active social life because in January, we had our 45th Sapphire Nursing Reunion. So the whole month of January and February, we were all over Cebu and Bohol, classmates, spending time together, going out dancing. But we were also doing our humanitarian job. So we went to Oroquita because there was a typhoon before that, right? So we went there and we gave school supplies and backpacks to school children. Then we went also to Bulhoon to give school supplies to underprivileged children. So that's the first quarter of my 2023. Then on top of that, I went to Siargao, spent some time with the family, my grandkids. And then, so that's how my life revolved in the 2023. But the highlight of my 2023 was when I joined the peace, yeah, the peace meditation in Mount Abu. My experience was epic. Because as I shared, I am not that spiritual before, but when I started joining inner peace, inner space, inner peace came into my being. So I called my friends here now. They are no longer my friends, but they are my soul and spiritual friends. It's nice. It was really wonderful journeying with Brahma Kumaris, and there's a lot of teachings I learned when I was there. So much of like the importance of meditation, the importance of taking care of yourself, that peace should start by yourself. You know, I kept on advocating peace on the streets, but I should start peace within myself. So that's the October thing. And then the end was it was another blast. I traveled here. I traveled here, out here and there, and then juggling with spending my New Year's and Christmas with my children and my grandkids. And because of that wonderful experience I had, I am looking forward to a more spiritual journey.
For Cora then,
Mm.
2023 was very pathetic, wasn't it?
Very
Very pathetic.
pathetic.
You were all over the
All over
place. You even managed to get out of the country
Yeah,
for a greater experience
Mhm.
on Mount Abu.
true.
So I suppose that was the highlight of your year.
That was really the highlight of my, especially that October is my birthday month.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Should we envy you, Cora?
You'll get your own
You get, yeah.
Oh, I have to pray for that. And Miss Ellen, who's our I wonder what adjective would fit her right now. But really, she's the moving spirit behind Inner Space.
The meaning
There-
of learning is the guiding light.
The light, yes.
Oh,
But
Ellen,
I am lighted by the source of all lights.
Mm.
So it's just wonderful to be with you, traveling, journeying, and this is such a wonderful journey that I have, that I have developed skills in being more tolerant
Mhm.
with all these health issues that are coming, both in the family and elsewhere. So it's something like, it's a new phase in my life too. And with 2024 here now, there are more realizations that I would wish I could really be able to sink in and be able to work life in a more practical way. But like you, Padma, I see it with a lot of optimism. Despite all this chaos, what's happening right now, we really don't know, because the Third World War, a lot of people have been saying, is looming around. And it's something that is really there, when we talk of what's happening in the Gaza Strip right now, the Ukraine and Russian war, what is happening in Japan, and actually in our territory here at Southeast Asia, with China, Taiwan, and even North Korea right now occupying some islands of South Korea. So despite all of this, I know something good is going to happen. And while this will be happening, it is going to bring in a new era also for all of us. So I am as optimistic as the three of us are. But we should also ask you, Tensi, how do you look at 2024?
2024 really is dependent on 2023
Okay.
and the years behind.
Okay.
Because if it is if it's a journey we are on or we are in, surely there were steps and there were milestones at the back. So there have been quite a number of milestones I really am grateful for, but among them is having met Inner Space and having dwelt in it for some time now, maybe 4 or 5 years now, Miss Ellen.
Yes.
And I really have to be grateful to Baba up there and to my friends down here, parents, relatives, friends, really, all of them, because all of these persons, these characters have been contributory to the lovely feeling that I have most of the time these days. And because of these, I really am optimistic about 2024. And so,
all share the same
same.
the stage of happiness in facing 2024.
yes, they say, I think, Miss Ellen, you were a little bit, a little bit kind when you said that people are saying that World War III is looming. There are a few probably realistic souls who say it has begun.
Yeah.
But I really think we can stem the onslaught of this fear by being confident in ourselves, because we are dependent on a very kind, magnanimous, and powerful Father who looks upon his children with love, with care. And he wants all of us to be optimistic, bright-eyed, bright-eyed little children that he wanted us to be from the very start. Because he had beautiful plans for us. But we are human beings and we thought we wanted to be like him. We cannot even approximate that. But we have been trying, and Inner Space has been helping us. And for that, I am very grateful. Miss Ellen, what really are your plans for us for this year?
I'm sure you'll agree with me. There will be new hurdles. Yet,
Surely.
there will also be new victories for us. We've been able to pass through 2022, it started even with 2020, which was really very challenging, with us all imprisoned in our own residences. 2021 off to, and 2022 came. And right now, it's a little more freedom in terms of movement, but yet, again, worldwide, it's something which we cannot be in control of, and we have to accept that.
Yes.
But even with the pandemic, we were able to we did a Zoom. So we never stopped.
Mm.
And then we use another platform in order for us to be together. So it is like it's a victory. Yeah, with the lockdowns and all, but we still continue with our spiritual journey by another platform. Yeah, the what's this? Our Zoom meetings, our Zoom and Facebook what's this? Meetings and meditation, conversations, lectures, discussions. Yeah, we never stopped. So meaning COVID didn't stop us from our journey.
In my case, literally, COVID did not stop me because I I tried to count the number of days I stayed home between 2020 and 2022. Probably 30 days, because I was in the streets, in the barangay halls, with the drivers and the people who needed help. And there were also many other souls helping others. So the lockdown never really locked us down, because our spirit soared whenever somebody would say, "Mom, I'm well now." Weren't we happy?
That reminded me of one saying that says, "You can imprison my body, but never my thoughts, never my mind." So you were able to embrace the change. That meant a lot,
Yes.
I guess, on looking at how things can be for you and for the other people.
Yes. True.
Yeah, that quote, as you were, just before you said it, I was going to share Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, and that's where it came. It's difficult though, you can hurt my body, but you can't hurt my soul. And it's easier said than done, Ellen, and that's what we constantly work for and work towards. And I believe that inner peace has given me the capacity to say, from based on your mentoring, it is what it is. And in spite of all the turbulence outside, I am working now and I continue to work, however difficult, and I falter many times in spite of the external turbulence to find inner peace and to get to that point where I can say, Viktor Frankl, wherever you are now, whatever incarnation you are in, I am trying. I'm trying and I won't stop trying to find that peace. If others can do it, I can do it.
To think that Viktor Frankl was right there,
Yes.
suffering, but still accepting and rising above the situations he was in. Besides that, he wrote to give us the example that we might want to follow. So aren't we fortunate that we are in this century where men like Viktor Frankl could give us good example? And now that we are facing other challenges, we somehow learn and try to rise above the situation. And because we are there, we can plan for the future. But
Yeah, true.
some people also say, but the future is now. So where are we?
Yes.
I think,
Yes. Okay. Tensi was saying that we have a Baba that loves us and cares for us, but sometimes I think, why is territorial aggression allowed? Why is a country like Israel that has been oppressing? And why is Russia trying to why is Russia putting their energies in attacking Ukraine? And people in Taiwan are concerned also about how China is going to, is this prophesized where all these places that start with territorial aggression begins this World War III, and what's prophesied? What after? What after? So it's a little unsettling. Then I say, okay, Shanti, this is part of the bigger plan, but sometimes I still wonder why. Why?
I think you're not the only one who's wondering why. And perhaps we should also try to reflect on this. Can you give your ideas why this is happening? Why poverty is still there? Why oppression? Why war and aggression still?
Well, it has something to do with power, greed. Um, it's a long history. Yeah.
Would you like me to to give my thoughts also? Yes. Yeah, I was really looking at these things also. And these are things that does not bother just one or two of us. It bothers the whole world. It bothers us simply because we have to find answers when they say that God is everywhere. And what is happening? God is not really everywhere, because these things will not be happening if God is everywhere. And I think this is the time when God would really just come, because we have reached that degradation of humanity. And when Nancy would say we have to rise above. Because if there is degradation, there's no more human values, there's no more respect for life. That's why
Feelings.
killings are there. We don't see ourselves anymore as brothers. We don't see anymore ourselves as children of God. There is so much division. There's so much aggression. There's so much greed, as you were saying, Cora. And this is really the peak of it all when we need divine intervention. This is how I look at it. And for one, even if we have these Peace Nobel Prizes that we are rendering to very kind and people who really go out of their way, and yet this peace would not just be established and with one or two people or even 100 of them. We are now almost 8 billion. And again, the peace of the world would depend on each and every one of us. But it could not be tagsa-tagsa jud bitaw. So I guess this is where we start with our own peace and really work it out, live it, and become examples for other people. But more than anything, peace can only come with the intervention of our loving Father. So that's my take, Ms. Nancy.
Yeah.
Yes. All of us will have, well, we have realized how degraded man has become and how shameful our situation is right now if we stand before the Father who had plans, who saw us as, children of peace, content, because of his generosity, his loving attention to all of us. But really, sometimes we think territory says it all. If we occupy a large piece of property, we think we have power. If we have much more than others, we believe we have power over them. But come to think of it, when we are at the threshold of saying goodbye to life on earth, then we will realize all of us are equal. No territory, no possessions, no power will ever put us above anybody else. So, if we are now experiencing all these, aggression on the part of the stronger nations, submission, and yet unrest on the part of those subjugated, when we have reached the bottom of it all, there will be no place else to go but up. And on that, I really thrive. I am very hopeful. For 2024, I'm filled with hope. But hope must come with labor. We have to work at it. We have to work at peace. If we want peace, we have to work at it. And inner space has taught us, Padma, that peace begins with us. In fact, the song, Let Peace Begin With Me, let this be the moment now. We may not postpone that moment when we will emanate, or we will let peace be up there. Suppose some minutes ago, I was really in a hurry to come to inner space.
And thank you, you're here.
Traffic was
Horrendous traffic, I guess.
Not only that,
close, no? Mga roads.
yes, many outlets are closed. Even if I tried very hard to come early. But see, I couldn't blame the other drivers. I couldn't blame the
Yeah.
driver. somehow we will just have to accept things as they are. Even if we want to wish for better things, the reality is right there at our, at our fingertips. And if we rebel against that reality, there will be unrest. So while I was hoping to get to inner space, I said to myself, peace be with you, Tensi.
You made it just on time.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Baba.
So was bad, but too.
Yes, and you talked about peace. And I notice with myself, when I feel turbulent inside, I say, what is the most effective paradigm that I can figure out in my brain so that I can calm down and feel that peace? Then the voice of Ellen comes to, she's really my spiritual mentor, comes to mind. It is what it is. And then I see her face with that peaceful facial expression. So she's really my role model. I want to achieve the peace that she's able to achieve or work towards, constantly working towards it, because her life is not also like roses all the time, right? She's going through so many struggles. We all are. But she's able to remain peaceful. And as she remains peaceful, she becomes the role model. And I too want to reach a point where I can become a role model to others who feel so turbulent inside and out. It is what it is.
So
Cora?
calm. You are very calm.
We all can reach to that.
Yeah.
It's a matter of practice. But I also get my challenges. I get my challenges. You know, you might, from the outside, you think it's all peaceful. But inside me, I also have my own challenges. And I think when these challenges come, we become more firm, we become more skilled. And as they come, just welcome them. Okay, this is my time to rehearse my being at peace. So it could really be at times, but then I tell myself, you're with me and I am peace. I think when we talk, when we say Om Shanti, it gets inside of us and it just has that effect which is magical. And ang hugot ko talaga is, come, my inner power comes from getting that power from you more. So he is my powerhouse. And I think all of us can actually tap that same powerhouse. Di ba, Cora?
It's true. We have to remind ourselves if me too, I mean, if I'm upset, I will do meditation this time. True. If I'm upset, I will take a deep breath and then stay at the corner and then relax my mind. Yeah.
With me, it's rather easy. I'm laughing because I tell myself, Om Shantensi, to remind myself, that there is a place for everything. And when the thing comes, I should take it as it is because it is what it is. And it is meant to be there. It's a matter of looking at it from the proper perspective. So whether it is a case I have to handle, advice I have to give, it is a matter of saying, this is the time for it. And Baba, please give me the strength to accept it and to dish it out if I have to.
Something that works for me, and I will carry this on to 2024, is that besides it is what it is the thought that everything eventually falls into place. These two thoughts help me find peace. It is what it is, and it will fall into place. Because nothing is permanent, di ba?
Right?
So if it's messy now, eventually things will fall into place.
I think that's so true. Because even in traffic,
Mhm.
the traffic would not last a day or even half a day. It just would flow in a few minutes. Not perhaps not in a few minutes, but after a
Some
long
time.
time.
Mm.
But it would never last for a day or even a half day.
So if we look at it that way, then we can say, okay, it is what it is. Traffic will have to be there. Cars have to stop. But then what will make it irritable is because we make ourselves irritated by the situation. But if we are calm, if we accept the thing because it is what it is, then what is there to worry about? I suppose that will be my reminder for myself in 2024. This whole year, there have been only 13 days behind us, Padme.
Yes.
There's a lot more, many more days when we can practice accepting things as they are
Yeah.
and developing the proper emotional and intellectual response to the challenge of the moment. That would be very, very challenging, but I think we can work it out. And our friends out there,
Do we have Duncan online? Hello? Is Duncan online? Can we get to see our participants in the Zoom? Unless otherwise, or Inday Alphon is there. And Letty Lim too.
hi, Miss Letty.
Anyway, I am not very sure if they could come in because there's some problem also with signal in terms of if they have themselves online, it's fine. But the audio may not be also working well. But anyway,
Besides, the weather is inclement at this
that's true,
moment.
that's true, that's true. So even if we would wish to get them involved and participating here, from Inday Alphon, you need to allow our camera. Okay, the camera is not allowed to come in. So shall we have them on the screen? Start the video. While we're waiting for that, I also would wish to come with the word gratefulness, gratitude, especially for 2023. For me, I'm so grateful that it has come, it has passed, it has ended. And there were really a lot of lessons to learn. That's why I would say again that it has brought me skill to be able to face whatever challenges would come my way during 2024 or this year. At the same time, it also makes me experience and say to myself, from that experience, I have learned this, and I'm stronger right now and wiser too. So, what about you, Cora, while waiting for Danka?
Yeah, my what's this? Others Duncan. My
That-
2023 experience, just like any of us, um, I will for my 2024, I still continue being me. But for sure, I will be more, hopefully more active with journeying with with inner space. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make sure I will have maybe 2 Saturdays.
In a month.
Yeah, but I'm always
Because it's
during
Wednesday.
Wednesdays. Yeah, I'm always there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's face to face. We're missing Duncan and Inday here for face to face, but they're here on online, so let's welcome them.
Hello
Yes,
there.
hello. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Already in that.
Year.
It's pouring with rain up here in the Bukit now, and we're inside cozy and a little bit cool.
I see that.
We're pretending it's a bit like Baguio.
Great
But,
then.
Yeah, we've been listening to your conversation there about, closing the door to the last year and welcoming in the new year. And of course,
And now,
we're doing that, and we're doing it all very
Duncan and
simply and within our capacity, our individual capacities. And,
now it's your turn to share with us.
well, I wanted to take up what Padma had expressed a concern about, and everyone's talking about the ongoing world events, and I've come to realize in my own life that there's very little I can control, and but I think that the thought that we have about bringing benefit to the world is probably a very powerful thing when it's all put together,
Yeah.
And some of the initiatives that have been going on, especially with the BKs, but many other groups, meditation groups around the world, is coming together for a World Meditation Hour. And there's one happening tomorrow, I think, with the BKs. And, it's this collective real-time effort and acknowledgement, and that has a great power in it. The Guru Maharishi from Transcendental Meditation, he said it many years ago. He talked about critical mass and how that phenomena of, you get so many individuals focusing on something, and then once that number reaches a greater number, the impact becomes somewhat tangible. And they had all sorts of studies that they'd done on crime rates in particular areas going down, and all kinds of different examples. So in 2024, let's not worry too much about what we can't
No need to
control.
worry. No need
No
to
need to
worry.
worry. Well, it's easier said than done to coin the
Yeah.
phrase of Padma.
Look at Indai's eyes.
But cooking up something new,
Yeah. New menu.
a new menu for the cafe.
So if
So yeah, 2024. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, let alone the rest of the year. There are so many wonderful innovations that are happening agriculturally, scientifically, and I think also, in consciousness, so explorations in consciousness. So, science is starting to embrace the idea of, well, we've called it spirituality because it's something that we innately feel, but how tangible is that in the material world? So I remember one astrologer saying, don't worry about the 3D reality, the scenery of the stage is starting to fall down, but just remain at your center, and in yourself, your essential, still, peaceful self, and practice moving beyond the scenery of the stage. Of course, we always have to see how well we do when we get tested in that.
I have plenty of hope along that line, Duncan, because this year I have resolved to be very active again with the children, because the best way to inculcate these values, thoughts of hopefulness and gratitude in the world is through the children.
Yes, as a Montessori trainer, that is a role that Tensi really has to play. And each one of us are actors in this particular
Yes.
stage right now. And we are to perform whatever is best for us. So actually, this is also the time that I would like to say there should be no blames, because China is doing its part, Russia is doing its part. So the worry that I was saying earlier is I think we're in a perfect situation for change really to come.
Yes, I agree. You want to say something? I really, really agree with you, Miss Ellen. And each of us in our space can contribute to the peace, the unity, and the love that we believe should rule the world, no matter what. We will all have problems, but they have to be there for us to have something to surmount.
I actually resonate with what Duncan said, and I thank Duncan for reminding me that another way to curb worry is to use that energy to meditate towards world peace. And if more and more people are taught that we can, by our vibrations, affect something so massive as all these wars, we can collectively, that critical mass that Duncan was talking about, we can make a difference, because vibrations, you may not see it and it may not sound logical because it's not tangible, but vibrations can actually make a bigger difference
Yes.
than bombs and bullets.
Yeah.
True.
Father.
So I thank Duncan for that insight.
Thank you, Duncan. Are we now ready for our parting statements?
So once again, thank you to my spiritual community, inner space,
Wow.
for bringing us together, and then giving lights to our path. For 2024, it's a challenge. So I will face I will face positive attitude for every challenge along the way. Thank you again.
Duncan, you gave us real food for thought, and thank you for that. Inday, may we hear from you?
Well, I want to say thank you to Inner Space as introduce us as a home, like for a group. It's very nice to know everyone, each of you. Thank you so much, Mama Tal, Elaine, and Ma'am Tinsy. Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year to you all. And Ma'am Padma and Ma'am Cora. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank
Yeah.
you for being
And and just to put a note in our calendar that every month there are these, 1 hour meditation sessions. People come together at the same time, same day, same time, but around a 24-hour period, depending on where they are in the world. And I think the more that we make that part of our news, I think that will be a lovely adjunct to our daily lives throughout the year.
Yes, definitely.
And Duncan, where would we have access to the schedules? Where could we find that?
Well, I know that the Brahma Kumari's website hosts calendar information.
It's
Depending
happening
on
every
the
third
country that
Sunday
you're in.
through Brahma Kumari's app.
Mm.
Nice.
So we will take note of that
Yes.
And
and participate.
I mean, there are other spiritual organizations that also have similar events, and they're also similar times. So, yoga groups such as the Anandamayi, all kinds, New Age groups.
This will be enriching for us. And definitely we will be participating in a worldwide movement for peace. Your party.
Okay, my parting words. Let 2024 be for all of us a year where we learn to surmount obstacles internally by bringing that sense of peace and the belief that it is what it is and everything will fall into place so that we have the strength to forge forward in peace and joy for 2024.
Oh, thank you very much. And for me, 2024 will be a time, a year of embracing the realities of the present, working towards the inner peace that we all want to have and share with the world, especially in my case, through the children. And we do hope, I will fill my life with hope that all these shall pass because we are meant to be one world of peace and love because Baba, our father, meant it to be that since his eternity began.
I think I would also wish to add on to that we are one world, one family, and everything would find its place in order. I believe that each of us are oozing with love. We're oozing with that peace, but it has to be expressed. Right now, perhaps some of us have forgotten this characteristic that we have as souls, as we are more focused on our body, but as we always identify ourselves with our true identity, which is a spiritual being, I guess this will be what will really bring us into ascension and bring us up, rise up to these moments when there is turbulence, when there is chaos, when there is businessness. Our true character as spiritual beings and being conscious of our spiritual father always would bring us all the joy, all the peace, and all the contentment that we would all wish to have. Happy New Year. It's 2024. Let's all face it and embrace it. So at this point, thank you very much once again to all our viewers in the Zoom, in the FB, and those who are here right now, face to face in our hybrid program. Thank you very much. And let's all listen to our closing meditation.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.